This morning we will discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, the Prayers of Queen Kunti, Chapter 21. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudirhat Nastvayasya Bhadrasu Nityam Bhagavatasevya Bhagavatu Tamasloke Bhakti Bhavtanaistike. I will recite first the verse. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Nama. So this is a very famous verse consisting of all names of Krishna that I repeated a few more times. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Sa Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Nama. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namo. Krishnaya, the Supreme Lord, Vasudevaya, and to the son of Vasudev, Devaki Nanandaya, and to the son of Devaki, Cha and Nanda Gopa, Nanda and the coward man, Kumaraya, and to their son, Govindaya, and to the personality of Godhead, who enlivens the cows and the senses. Namaha, respectful obeisance. Namaha, obeisances. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other coward man of Vrindavan, the enlivener of the cows and senses. Purport. So, the Lord, being thus unapproachable by any material assets, out of unbounded, causeless mercy, descends on the earth, as he is, in order to show his special mercy upon his unalloyed devotees and to diminish the upsurges of the demoniac persons. Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnational descent of Lord Krishna above all other incarnations, because in his particular incarnation, he is more approachable. In the Ram incarnation, he remained a king's son from his very childhood, but the incarnation of Krishna, although he was the son of a king, he at once left the shelter of his real father and mother, King Vasudeva and Queen Devaki. Just after his appearance, and went to the lap of Yasoda Mai to play the part of an ordinary coward boy in the blessed Vrachabhumi, which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastimes. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Ram. He was undoubtedly very kind to Kunti's brother Vasudeva and the family. Had he not become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Queen Kunti could not claim him to be her nephew and thus address Krishna in parental affection. But Nanda and Yasoda are more fortunate because they could relish the Lord's child pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. There is no parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited at Vrachabhumi, which are the prototypes of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka described as a Sintamani Dham in the Brahma Samhita. Lord Sri Krishna presented himself at Vrajabhumi with all his transcendental entourage and paraphernalia. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate as the residents of Vrajabhumi, and specifically the cowherd girls, who dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. His pastimes with Nanda and Yasoda, and his pastimes with the cowherd men, and especially with the cowherd boys and the cows, have caused him to be known as Govinda. Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the Brahmins and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking, Brahminical culture and cow protection. Omaikyanatimandasyā Chinanjala Shalakya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namah Chichaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svamrapakadamyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shiyo Shiyuda Patkamam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Upam Jagajatam Saganaragnatam Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saganalita Shri Krishatam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Chatpate Kopesha Kopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaunga Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutadevi Pranamama Hari Priya Pancha Kalprabhasha Kripasinavesha Padnam Pavanbhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswata Devi Gaurvani Pacharini Nirvishesha Singhavadi Pashkachari Desatarini. Reading the verse once again. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakanandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisance to the Lord who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses. So Krishna became the son of Vasudeva. Vasudeva performed great austerities in his previous life, along with his wife Devaki. They were Sutapa and Vishnu were their names. We know that in the beginning of Krishna book, beginning of the 10th canto, it's explained that Brahma was approached by Mother Earth in the form of a cow. She was suffering so much because so many demoniac rulers were roaming over the earth, trying to exploit the people and all the resources for their own enjoyment. So therefore, she was suffering because of these demonic rulers, and she approached Lord Brahma, and Brahma then went with all the demigods to the milk ocean in Svetatwip, in where Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is lying somewhere far away in the milk ocean. And Brahma prayed to Kshirodakashayi Vishnu for help. And he was the only one who could come in contact with Kshirotakasaya Vishnu, because he was a pure devotee of the Lord. That the demigods are also devotees, but they are Sakam devotees. They still have some material desires to fulfill, more subtle than our desires, but that. But yes, but they want to serve the Lord, but still, because of their impurity in their motivation, they could not come in contact with Kshirotakasaya Vishnu, but Brahma communicated with Kshirotakasaya Vishnu, and there came a message. The demigods, they should take birth all in the Yadu dynasty. That, but of course, yeah, they took all birth, but not only the demigods, also opposing forces like Kamsa. That Kamsa, he fought with the demigods, and he stole even the throne of Indra. That stole the throne of Indra, and then he put Ugrasena, his father, on it. But then later he put Ugrasena in prison and sat himself on the throne. That, but then the Bhagavatam starts at the occasion of the marriage of his sister, Kamsa's sister, Devaki. It was custom that the eldest brother would accompany the new wedded couple, and so he was driving the chariot with the horses, with Devaki and Vasudeva in the chariot. And then suddenly this prophetic voice came from the sky that, yes, the voice said, the 8th child of Devaki will kill you, Kamsa. You fool. Kamsa, being very demoniac and egoistic, immediately took his sword to kill Devaki. You are on the day of your marriage. It's supposed to be the most beautiful day of your life. And there suddenly, Vasudeva sitting there, and that Kamsa take his sword and is going to kill his new wedded wife. That, of course, then we know Vasudeva did his best to preach to him. He said, yes, he was preaching to him philosophy. He said, we are not a body. We are going from one body to another, like a caterpillar moves from one leaf, leaves one leaf, and then goes to the next. So Kamsa also he knew Shastra. And he went to temples, although he was a demon. So he went to the temples. It may wonder who we are. Are we a devotee or a demon? We are also going to the temples. But Prabhupada encourages us and said, yeah, by the chanting, Srila Prabhupada said, it can even turn crows into swans. So Vasudeva and Devaki could understand that their 8th child would be the Supreme Personality of God. So they had 6 children. So year after year they had a child. And the first child was presented to Kamsa, but Kamsa said, okay, it's all right. I do not need that child. After all, it's only the 8th child that will cause me trouble. Then, because Vasudeva had promised to Kamsa that to save the life of Devaki, that he would present each newborn child to Kamsa. So Kamsa said, okay, it's all right. But then Narada came to Kamsa and said, well, it depends from where you count, he say, that when you start counting, then you come at the 8, but which one is number 8? It could be very tricky. So therefore, Kamsa concluded it could be any child. Kamsa was thinking, Narada is my friend and he's making a good point here. Let me kill all the children. From that moment, he killed mercilessly the first 6 children. You may wonder why Vasudeva and Devaki even had children. They would be killed. But they knew that the 8th child will be the Supreme Lord. So the 7th child was actually transferred from the womb to Devaki to the womb of Rohini. And he was known as Sankarshan. And it seems that like Devaki had a miscarriage. But when the 8th child was to come, the prison guards were waiting to hear the sound of any newborn child. They were really on guard. But Kamsa could see that Devaki was more effulgent than ever. And therefore the guards were eagerly waiting for action. But when the 8th child took birth, some way or another, in the whole palace and prison, everyone was asleep. That 8th child appeared first before Devaki and Vasudeva, fully dressed as Vishnu with 4 arms. And then Devaki expressed her desire because of Kamsa. She requested, please take the form of an ordinary child. Then Vishnu transformed into a child, and there was the child. Then they were in prison, but the chains fell from Devaki and Vasudeva. They were chained. They were chained to the wall. But then everyone in the palace was in deep sleep, and the doors of the palace just opened. And then Vasudeva came out of the palace and came to the Yamuna, and it was raining. When he crossed the Yamuna snatched the child, he lost the child, but then gave it back. Yamuna said, I just wanted to hold him. So Vasudeva then brought Krishna to Vrindavan. And there Yasoda had just given birth to a child, a little girl. Well, the Yasoda was exhausted and didn't know whether it was a boy or a girl. So Vasudeva just sneaked in and exchanged the children. And in this way, Krishna was in Vrindavan. The girl was taken by Vasudeva to the jail. And then Vasudeva went back and put the chains on. At that moment, the child began to cry, and Kamsa stormed into the jail, saying, okay, this is the child we have waiting for. He dragged the child by the legs, and Devaki said, no, it's a girl. And Kamsa said, a girl? It is not supposed to be a girl. It should be a son. How can it be a girl? It's not possible. But girl or not, I will kill it. And he tried to smash the girl against the wall. As the body smashed, the baby girl took the form of Durga. with 10 arms and weapons in all directions. And Durga said, "You fool, Kamsa, you think you can kill me? The child you are looking for has already appeared somewhere else." Kamsa was shocked because he was a Durga worshipper. That Durga was the deity he was worshipping in the temple. So it was like an anticlimax. Suddenly, the deity is coming from the altar, and she is not in a good mood. And then the deity said that the child which will kill you has appeared already somewhere else. So Krishna took advice of his ministers, who advised him to kill all newborn children in the districts. So then Kamsa said, Putana, just on that day, Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd boys went to Mathura to pay their taxes to Kamsa. So Putana timed it expertly, because at that time there were only women and old men. Putana flew to Vrindavan. There she changed her form in an extraordinary beautiful lady. Krishna is so beautiful that it is not surprising that the goddess has come to our village, all the Vrajavasis were thinking. It was like they expected Putana. And all the ladies said, yes, yes, a wonderful goddess who comes also to show her love to Krishna. And the old man, seeing the young beautiful women, also didn't say anything, because a beautiful lady can do what she wants. But Putana knew very well what she wanted. Putana, with poison on her breast, approached the child, and the child closed his eyes. There she thought for a moment that this child is so powerful that it can destroy the whole universe. So next moment she thought, what rubbish is this thinking? I will just kill the child. She offered her breast, and Krishna drank three things. He drank her live air, her milk, and the poison. At that moment, Putana's body was growing to his original. Well, Putana ran out of the house and ran, but Krishna would not let her go. And finally she left her body. Her body became very big and fell in the fruit orchard of Kamsa, it is said. But the lesson of this Bhutan story, Lord Krishna takes only the good, our service, not the contamination. So that's nice. Because Bhutan in previous life had been the wife of Bali Maharaj. She was the wife of Bali Maharaj, and when Vamandev appeared as a beautiful young brahmachari in the sacrificial arena, then the wife of Bali Maharaj felt very attracted to Vamandev. She felt motherly love for him. But then, when Vamandev was offered 3 pieces of land by Bali Maharaj, and with 2 pieces he took everything and arrested Bali Maharaj for not giving the third step, fulfilling his promise, then she became very angry and wanted to kill Vamandev. The motherly love and wanting to kill him. That was also Putana, the same, but Krishna took only the motherly love and gave him the position of a nurse in the spiritual world. So that is very nice, very encouraging for us. So this is this verse of Kunti Devi, that which is about Vasudeva Devaki and Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. So the two moods are there. This is a son of Vasudeva, but is also the boy of Nanda Maharaj and the coward boys in Vrindavan. That is a lot to learn from these pastimes. Of course, Vasudeva and Devaki were in their previous life Prishni, Sutapa, and the Lord appeared 3 times for them. That was also as Vamandev, the son of Kashyap and Diti. So this is the parental love of Devaki and Nanda Maharaj. But their love was mixed with the awareness of Krishna being the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, they represent the Vaikuntha mode. Our acharyas explain that Vasudeva and Krishna, I mean that Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj are the original parents of Krishna. So this post is already taken. Nobody can think to become Yasoda of Nanda Maharaj. That would be impersonalist, merging with or what? No, it's there. The post is already taken. But Krishna is also his father and mother in Vaikuntha. And those Devaki and Vasudeva. And they are in the Vaikuntha mode. But factually, Devaki and Vasudeva are expansions of Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda. They are their Vaikuntha expansions. Because Krishna is only one father and mother. That the original Krishna is a Vrindavan Krishna. And because we see when he appeared in the prison and showed his full form, and then Vasudeva brought him to the Yamuna. In the Yamuna, he lost Krishna. But then later he found him back. And that is where the exchange took place. There the Vasudeva Krishna is replaced by the Vrindavan Krishna. That's because it is said Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. So he was already in Vrindavan in that sense. So that's very esoteric, difficult to understand. But the original Krishna, the Swayam Bhagavan, which is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, 80 Shamskala Sham. 80 Shamskala Sham. That's the verse again. 80 Shamskala Sham. It's in the third chapter at the end. Krishna's to Bhagavan's Swan. Eetsamt Klapum San Krishna's to Bhagavan's Swan. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. From him, all other expanses emanate, but that means that all other expanses are also within Krishna. That, when he leaves Vrindavan, he manifests only in Mathura, his Vishnu expansion. In his Vishnu expansion, he fights with the demons, but not the original Krishna of Vrindavan. He plays with the coward boys, with the gopis. So this is the Bhagavan's Svayam, original Krishna. In the area Vyakulam Lokam Vidyanti Yogi. He appears wherever and whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheist. Okay, we know Yodai Dai Dhammaseglami Bhavta Bhakt Abhyutanam Dharmasyantatakmam Chicham. Therefore he appears. So Krishna appears in his original form, in that original form, once in a day of Brahma, in the 28th millennium, I think, set of yugas on that, and at the end of Dwapara Yuga. And in the Kali Yuga that follows, Krishna appears again in his original form as Lord Chaitanya. That in other Kali Yugas, Dwapara Yugas, Krishna does not appear in his original form. But he appears once in a day of Brahma. That is what about Krishna Gargamuni had declared. Yeah, this Krishna, he appears in every yuga, and he appeared in a white color, in a red color, in a black color, and a yellow color. That so he said in other yugas he appears in white, red, and yellow, but now he appears as in his blackish form as Krishna. So the yellow form is the golden form, is Lord Chaitanya. So that is also protected. And also Prahlad Maharaj knows that when Prahlad Maharaj prayed to Lord Nrsimhadev, he said to Lord Nrsimhadev, yes, you appear in every avatar, but you are three yuga, you appear in three yugas. But in Kali Yuga, you are Chana, you are covered. You don't openly appear as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because then it comes in the form of his devotee to teach us how to perform devotional service. How to perform devotional service in Kali Yuga. Krishna has said, yeah, surrender unto me, but in Kali Yuga, nobody wants to surrender. That therefore, yes, it came to teach us how to surrender. That how to practice devotional service by chanting these holy names of Krishna. And we see this verse today are nothing than holy names of Krishna. Krishnaya, Vasudevaya, Devika Nandanaya, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya, Namo Namah. One of the points Srila Prabhupada makes in this purport at the end is that Krishna is most inclined to the Brahmins and the cows. And Prabhupada make it very clear that Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking. Brahminical culture and cow protection. In DELAND, we have cow protection. And if the cows are not there, Krishna is not satisfied, and these are lacking. It's a very deep point. It's good to think about that. We take care of the cows, then Krishna is satisfied. Prabhupada also said milk is a wonder food, which has been given to us by Krishna. By taking milk, we developed finer brain tissues that by which we can understand transcendental knowledge. Interesting. That when cows and bulls are there, then you will have everything you need. They provide milk, they provide cow dung. It's, yeah. In the UK, we have someone in Scotland, and she's now 65, but she's the only thing she did until now is she saved cows from the slaughterhouse, old cows, and bulls also. And they are just grazing and provide, and they give cow dung, and she sells the cow dung, and by that she maintains everything just by selling the cow dung. That because I was in Bulgaria at the farm there. At the farm they have 15, 16 cows who give milk also, and a lot of cow dung. And they have big greenhouses, and they are using the cow dung for the greenhouses. And the vegetables grow there. They are really big and beautiful. That it's all completely organic. And they go to the market to sell them, and immediately everything is sold out. So no problem for maintenance. That and it gives a sattvic, a peaceful atmosphere. We need that for spiritual life. That is simple way of living. But the Goward boys, Nonna Maharaj, they were very rich yet, because they bartered their ghee and their milk products, and they got everything they needed. That of course they had many cows. That so that's important to consider this instruction of Prabhupada. That all cows are very important, and Brahmins try to live this Brahminical culture. Even in the Vedic culture, even the demons, they follow the Vedic culture. If you look at Ravan was wearing a dhoti that they were worshipping, they had Rakshasi Brahmins performing sacrifices, because they know by the sacrifices the demigods are pleased. And Lord Vishnu is pleased, and by that we can control the material nature. We can get what we want. They knew this. But today people are so puffed up that was also last week in New Mayapur in France. They have also nice cows there. That they work on the land. That I was staying in a hut and with and there was a wood stove. I had to fill up the stove with wood 3-4 times a day. That, but it's peaceful. It's a peaceful atmosphere. That so that inner peace we need to concentrate our, our mind on Krishna, because today everything becomes so hectic. In you need a car for shopping and so many things. And you become a slave of that system because you have to work, get a lot of money and pay for it. That you become a slave of the system. That soon you have a credit card, easy to pay, but then later you have to pay it back and work very hard. That you become a slave of all these systems, and your mind goes more into solving all these problems. But when you live simple and follow these instructions to live simple and Brahminical culture and co-protection, and yeah, that's Gopamania Itayasha. Krishna is very, for him, the Brahmins and the Devas, and the Brahmins and the cows are very dear. That that is an important point which we are neglecting mostly in our movement, because no one wants to work on the land or take care of the cows. But yes, that is good for our spiritual advancement. Just taking care of these cows. That good. This is, of course, this name first to the as Krishna's names. Krishnaya, Vasudevika, Devnananda, Nayasha, Gopa. Nanda Gopa Kumarai Govinya Namo Namo. There's whole Vrindavan and Dwarka is in this verse. That all the pastimes of Krishna practically. That, so, thank you. Any comments or questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for explaining about Krishna and different pastimes. Maharaj, how to understand Srila Prabhupada's comment that Krishna is not happy when the cows are not taken care, or Brahmanical culture? Mainly the question is from temple perspective, what does the meaning of Brahmanical culture?
Yeah, what is the meaning of Brahminical culture is to live in a mode of goodness. The devotee must live in a mode of goodness. It means taking a shower when you get up and go attending Mangalarti, chant rounds, hear the Bhagavatam, worship the Guru, and then offer your food to Krishna. That so this is Brahminical culture. That of course, to live in the mode of goodness, you have also the Vedic culture in which of the residents of Vrindavan, that I did 3 times from the Vrajmangal Parikram, 3 times an entire month walking to Vraj, to all these forests, to all these villages. And you see all this when we were walking to it, all these villagers came out of their houses. They were all smiling. And some were offering us rotis and milk. interesting, and and they were all smiling. They were happy. You could see that. Although, yeah, many had a tractor for the whole family or the whole village practice, that they didn't use the bulls so much. The cows were there. That this simple culture. So I would say you have two levels. You have living in a mode of goodness according to the standards Prabhupada gave us for temple. But a step further in Brahminical culture is to take care of the cows and the bulls and engage them in service. That especially the bulls. That because I was in New Mayapur. I arrived there. We arrived there after a 9 hours drive, and the temple president Lochan Prabhu and the temple commander Namacharya, they came to see us, and they arrived on a bullock cart with bulls. That was very nice. And then I was staying in that little hut with wood, and yeah, that very simple. But a good pyramid full with the books of Prabhupada, and and yeah, and all the community there is working together, that taking care of the deities. It's working together. There have been difficulties in the past, but now they are all cooperating nicely together. That yeah, and I was with Gopaswami Prabhu. It's a retired doctor, a disciple of Prabhupada, and he had a little hut there, which he built himself with the materials of with calm, not cow dung. That and you feel it's the peace. So it's a step further. That, but to set it step further, it's going against our society. For our society, modern society, especially in America, Europe, it's backwards, going to work on the land. Who is going to do that? But yes, it's a peaceful life, but it becomes practically impossible in these times, because they make you pay taxes and so on, and the cows cannot bring up for these taxes and all these things, regulations they have. It's a challenge, but if we go even a little in that direction, that will be helpful. It's the next step in the Brahminical culture. It's applied Brahminical culture, that the Varnashram, that yes, and that makes everyone's happy and satisfied. But if you did not experience it, we are not experience it, and yeah, it's difficult to feel really inspired, uh, uh, to feel to feel really inspired for it. But I had the same experience in Bulgaria. There also they have a lot of cows, and the woods working together on the land, and the wood for their stoves comes from the forest, and they make some combination. Yet, so they have also some uh, yes, solar panels on their houses. That's there, but it's a minimum. And they have in the middle of their houses these Hungarian stoves with, and that has there's a stove with different walls, and every wall is in another room. So if one stove, they are eating the entire house, and it's very nice that and then they concentrate on reading Prabhupada's books, and in the winter there's less to do. You have a lot of time to read in the winter. But yes, it's a challenge for us. But it's our ideal to go towards that. So we have also cows in DELAND. We have seen how they are factually the center of the community. That was my impression. Everyone wants to see the cows on Sunday night. Yeah, that's what I could say. That's Purnachandra.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Okay, then we'll hope to see you next week at the same time. And we stay in contact. Maybe you can let me know about New Jersey. That looks a good idea. We will develop.
Yes, Maharaj.
We will discuss that further. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you.